News is coming out at 9:30 on Australia dollars. The Australian dollar is going to have some news in a little bit. So we're just going to place some orders down in New Zealand dollar. And I think the dollar is going to try to make a run tonight north. So I'm putting in my buy grids. So put in these giant swing trades I just wrote, like we're going to get in super deep. It's an 80 pip window here, so if I throw it up here, it's covering 80 pips with 120 pips stop to make 60 pips. It's only a 6K, but that's a lot of coverage. Another retest on the euro dollar. What a surprise. Oh, big giant scalps down here. Bad ratios starting right there. Going to get in with a 40 pip stop to make 25 pips into the bottom. Same thing here. Currently up a little bit on the Australian dollar, waiting for the news to come out. It's definitely deep down, deep discount. Super deep. Here's a 1 hour view. So the 1 hour looks like there's a big abyss down here waiting for the news to come out. So I put so many tickets down there, you can't even believe it. Super wide on that one, super wide. Let's get a picture here. You're down into some, I don't know, more 20-year lows here, more edge of the universe. Yeah, it's only a 2-year low here, but it's still pretty dramatic. Wait for the news to come out. News out of Australia. It's like Austrian news. News out of Australia. Austrian news. Well, I don't know when the NASDAQ starts trading, but NASDAQ is insane on the 1 hour. Like, I don't even know what to say. I built this grid so that when you place your NASDAQ orders in, they don't disappear. The problem with the hashtag grids is that you can't see the tickets, and you need to see the tickets inside of this. It's very important. Do you not want to miss that ticket? Okay, so this is my big 200 pip stop, $200 stop on a 1K to make 80 bucks. So, you see the stop on that? The stop on that shows up. If I hold down the Alt key, I should be able to move the whole ticket up and down. See the side of the screen on the right. So that's your tickets moving. You could buy down here. Where does it fall in the landscape of the 4-hour charts? If you fix your scale, you'll never have a problem finding where you're at. I can make this a little bit thinner, but this way we can see every ticket on the way down. Every ticket's going to show up even after you delete the arrows, you'll still be able to see the tickets. So there'll never be a, say when we make a hotspot down here. There's like a $50 to make $100. Waiting for a tick to, no tick came in, so it didn't drop. So you're waiting for a tick to come in. So on the 4-hour supply, you've still got this. It's a pretty rocky road coming down. So we got this still to smash into possibly. It was amazing. Amazing insanity. Yeah, one day in NASDAQ's like a week in forex. It's $100 on a 1K. These big black lines. So I got pissed off. They were stopping me out, so I had to put this $200 stop in there. So if you make this 200 to make 40, or 100 to make 20, you'll probably make your 20. So this isn't so bad. I don't know if the market's open, but these are the 1-hour drops. Kind of just building some stuff, finding a box to put them in. So unfortunately, the box is very big at the moment. Very big. I would start my box. The conservative box starts here at the bottom of this wick, which the 1 hour. So dripping down here into Asia. It's moving around, but I don't know. And this thing would probably go smashing down if Australia goes up. 45 minutes to news. This is on the edge of the abyss. So currently I'm up on the Australian dollar as we retest the entrance to the ultra bottom. Get that same smack into the ceiling, just like we got in the other market. That's a typical. I think this is 20 pips on the grid. So it's 10 pip handles there, 20 pips on the grid. Pretty cheap in Australia. It's ready for a smackdown, rip up. Same thing on the pound. I'm expecting it to crash. This is the NASDAQ tick chart over here going nuts. Pound doesn't look like that. Pound's pretty tame compared to that. Okay. I listened to ICT 3 days ago. Risk on, risk off. What does that mean? That's stupid talk. Risk on, risk off. So what does that mean? I should go long? I'm underwater on this euro. I got in pretty aggressive here on close. Right here at 5 o'clock, I was loading up on the inside of this box. 618 deep into the box now. White box. There's that peach puff. I'll force my indicator to put me in the middle. Fair value of closing prices. So here's the closing price box, and then there's the whole wick box. This pullback. It's going to be crazy. This looks ready to pounce down. That's a 1 hour dollar CAD. Let's go 4 hour. So I'm going to buy down here in this giant abyss. I stacked so much shit in here. I hope I don't have to re-rack it. I put it in there like eagerly 4 hours ago. I was all excited about it, and then now realizing that it's going to take till 9:30 for the news to come out. So it'll take a while. What else are we going to do? Okay. I had the wrong screen up. I'm in the, oh gosh. How many K am I in here? 20K, I think. 20K on this Australian dollar, waiting for the news. It's a 4 hour chart, Australian dollar. We got another participant. I put this broker in at 20K here too. Filled on the pullback. Same fills almost. Duplicate situation. I like to repeat my mistakes. Very, very deep in on the euro here, but then again, on the other accounts, very lightly in on this account, Trader's Way. And then Cedar's not even filling. Nothing here. Super far away and barely in. Getting ready to plunge into the pound CAD. At the drop of a hat. As soon as the market drops, we're buying this big plunge here. Pound Swiss. I think I put sell limits up there. So I got buy limits and sell limits on this one. A little bit of everything. I spread it around, you know. It's equal opportunity. Here's my giant drops. These things are just 50 pip, 6K in a 50 pip window here. 80 pip stop to make 60. So these are these should be 12 hours easily. I wouldn't change that trade plan for anything. It's so deep in the market. Come on, it's so deep. So we're just nothing here on New Zealand. Spread's kind of terrible. Even here, you know, it's the worst spread really. Of course, there's no commissions here, but still, that's pretty bad. 4 pips. Of course, it is only 820 annoyed, and yeah. The pound CAD's bad enough. So my exit's right there, you see. Which means this to me is like great scalp. Market comes down to here, comes back to there. The other, put a hot spot here where it comes down, dead cat bounce. Use my dead cat bounce tickets. So super martingale entry there, 100 pip grid on the right. So I only put the hashtag there because I could see the number. Otherwise, if you just have the handles, it'll just be a black line, and then you can't, if you don't know which grid you're running. So pay attention to the grid. This really matters. Grid does matter. So that's my big buy window. The window of buying for the rest of the week. Looks like this is starting to take off. Let's put a scalper in there, like a super tight 2-hour script. It's a couple baby ones here. I don't know. 4 hours. Next currency. That's a terrible spread here, but she put a couple hot spots in here like this. Okay, next. Don't have to scale this, but we're right in the middle of fair value. So the difference between these charts is, so this chart's kind of a safe chart to play. You know, I don't think we're going into the edge of an abyss here. If you don't have to fix the scale to find out, if it's not going off the charts, see, this is off the charts. Like, if you didn't fix the scale, you wouldn't know where to put your buy limits. Look at this. It's off the chart. This thing's just going to hell. It's terrible. Right, if you're you can't find a place to buy. Like, you got to go to the weekly chart, and then you can't even see your ticket rack. So this is the only answer. So now you can go to a reasonable time frame. Try to imagine the price pulse it's going to take to stab this down in. This is where I'm going to put my rack. 8 hours. So I'm going to put some bad ratios on that. Going to risk 40 to make 20. High probability 20. There's 20 to make 20. There's a bad ratio. So pack that in, then come back and just wait for the news to come out. So an hour and 10 minutes till news. Still waiting. That's all we do is wait. I see nobody's here. That's all right. We don't care. for Australian news to come out. It's not Austria, it's Australia. Please ask Siri for extra confirmation how to pronounce. Is it good news? Or this is going to be the bank rate. You think I'm going to get crushed here. I'm standing in front of the bank rate announcement. In 1 hour and 3 minutes. Now, compared to the trade I just did on NASDAQ, I don't think this is near as risky, to be honest with you. So, big ass tickets down there. Got some scalps built in. Look at it get out as soon as we come flying back. Okay. Yep. We'll just wait for the whole thing to come play out here. The news is coming out to destroy my tickets. That's what happens. That's what they do to you, man. They say they don't care about you. The bankers do not care about you. They want you dead. They're coming to get your stops. They stop you out. Institutional order flow will take you out like a fucking rocket. Bye-bye. Boom. Gone. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. In a pig's eye. In a wooden nickel. How's everybody out there in Disneyland? Disneyland on the Potomac. I guess everybody's waiting for the next pandemic. Rock bottom. Rock bottom. Man. Rock bottom. Rock bottom was a real guy. Wow. Felix the cat. And rock bottom.
Things are worth millions.
This is like my first introduction to greed.
These paintings are worth millions.
Anyways. A lot of music.
I better
Saving a lot of time. Fuck. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, it's just, a rangy day. It's mega range. Now I'm standing in front of the news here on Australian dollar, trying to buy the plunge on the news out of Australia. Waiting for the big bank rate announcement. Getting filled coming into it. I got a bunch of euro. I'm buying the euro again. I'm buying the Australia again. I'm buying the pound. I wrote these giant swing trades. I got this 80 pip window on one drop. Super commitment to super deep trading. This drop right here is 50 pips. This one's 80 pip window. I put this on the guppy too. This is like a guppy 120 pip stop to make 60 pips. Buying new lows tonight on the pound if it takes out the low of yesterday. And some dramatic slice down because the Australian news makes everything, all the wheels come off. So buying into this box too. Put a bunch of hot spots in here. Compared to the Nasdaq, this is like nothing. Look at the Nasdaq today. The whole recovery came all the way back. All the way back. $300 per ticket all the way back. Unbelievable. That sold off. Promptly sold off at the trade window. Pretty stupid. Doesn't seem to care about your moving averages. Has no respect for your trend lines. Nothing. Has no respect. Dollar's still going through the roof against everything. Selling into the CAD. Open the top. Sell that thing. Okay. Well, the wheels are going to come off here in a little bit. This one's very conservative. This is a whole different kind. This is a 100 pip grid here, so this is all just New Zealand dollar stacked up. $8 hours. I'm going to max that out. Standing in front of the pound CAD, looking for pound CAD to go through the floor tonight. Going to buy all these plunges. Here's my big stack. 50 pips deep on the guppy. And this is very conservative. Way the fuck outside here. I don't think we're ever going to get filled, but no, better safe than sorry. We're going to buy 100 pips deep here. So we're up $360 in the account. Trading just the euro today. Until I imported all these scripts. More plunge on the euro. I'm going to rack this up. Start buying new lows. So I'm at this 100 pip pocket. I'm buying everything inside that. Everything's for 8 hours here. So this one's going to be the big wide, double wide. See that's a whole 80 pip window, where the other ones. Right, so you could trade the guppy with this. It's going to cost you like $60. There's a 6K in there. $60 to make $30. Okay, what do I got here? This guy. This guy's already in on the Australia trade. The same. He's going to do the same thing. Another conservative setup on this broker. New Zealand, it's already in deep. It's already getting the ass kicked in New Zealand. So we're $48 in, $26 underwater. Buying the New Zealand crush tonight. So hopefully tonight's gonna make about $1,000. British pound. Okay, this guy's at 1800. Using the lightest one we have. Okay, most tickets I have is on Hugo. So here's Hugo. This is a tick chart of the pound. Here's the Australian dollar. That's what the news is supposed to be about. The bank rate. Everything's going to follow it, I suppose. Less than an hour. Yeah. Yeah, it's there's no, it's like, you ever see Poseidon Adventure? Where they're up against the, there's only so much water left. I don't know if there's ever a safe time to trade, because just when you think you're in the middle of fair value, you can still go rocketing down, right? So you think that, well, for instance, over here, this pullback here, you're like, oh, that doesn't look bad. And then it goes all the way down here. So this pullback looked like, oh, here's a top becoming bottom. I'll just buy when it comes back here, So when they go shearing that off, I think that's what people really can't believe. So I'm going to buy in this box on limits. Try not to trade the market. It's bad enough. I'm in here like this, and this one I'm underwater. The New Zealand dollar is pretty deep. I think New Zealand's. Oh, actually, this one, so this broker I'm not in there deep, but the other one I'm just getting killed, So this one I'm just barely in, but if you go to, who is it? This guy. Here I'm getting in deep here. This is Trader's Way coming in on limits into the pound. I'm only in 7K, so I kind of want to load it up a little bit. I haven't transferred over the giant drops though, so I just have the hand placed. Here's a good ratio. A bad ratio, high probability. Looks like they're gonna smash this pound down though. So I'm gonna buy beyond the wicks, so you don't overfill it. Put most of your orders super deep. So none of these things filled today. So just redo it like that. Put a scalp up there and then put a big broad. I don't have the big, I just have the 20 pip Swing trades here. Okay, the pound's melting down. The dollar yen's crashing up, so I'll put sell limits up here. And what we got? Still down a little bit, waiting for the Australian news. This account's barely in. These are all single drops I'm running here. 50 to make 75. 8 hours down at the bottom. In case we go down tonight. Or the next 8 hours. So I just want to get in super deep down here. You'd be surprised how far the market can drop. So we're at 2K right now. British pounds on the abyss, just like Australian dollar. They're both sitting there. And the CAD's ready to romp north, and so is the yen. The euro's ready to tank again. Let's put a massive ticket rack in here. I'm just going to wait for it. As the kids say, wait for it. Yeah, just going to wait for it. Yeah, this is, what was the, sweaty balls. Yes. Christopher Walken was on sweaty balls. Yeah, I thought I put a link to the chat in there, didn't I? Does it still work? Sweaty balls. Call in about your sweaty. Oh no, it was it was the guy that shot that cinematographer. Alec Baldwin was sweaty balls. Yeah, that's what that was. No, I got my mic. I think I got my stuff turned on here. Just got to go there, right? There, I'm in that room. High technology here. 48K, not 48K, but about 24K of Australian dollar. Actually, it's pretty cheap to buy the Australian dollar. Well, here, I'll turn it on. Screen turn on. I guess I'll turn on the hue.
How you doing, buddy?
That's about biggest winner so far. Yeah, just sitting here trading NASDAQ today. Did you see the NASDAQ today? That sell-off? It's pretty good. Yeah, just sitting here trading NASDAQ today. I can hear you echoing. I think you got YouTube turned on.
Yeah, I got everything turned on. You think I know how this thing works? I'm still amazed they got internet on computers.
Looks like they're going to smash the Australian dollar through the floor. We'll see what happens.
Right. I got out of the end of the world trade with euro. Oh yeah, they're going to crush it. Watch. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know if they rip it up and then crush it down, but
it's going to continue.
I don't know.
Man.
I really don't know because it's different every time. I wish you could make it forward. that guy that was short the pound CAD, I was looking at his trade.
Right.
Came up against the top. I'm sure I can still hold myself back there. I think you still got the YouTube on.
I got mine off.
Or is that mine?
I don't know.
I think I got mine now. Yeah, maybe it's inside of that. Yeah, so it's just a waiting game. As usual.
I was watching the craziness today, but you know, I watch the E-mini more than anything, and I was just waiting to get out of the Euro trade. I won't even tell you how deep I was in it, but like I said in the notes to the fellas, I'm prepared to risk 40 to win 30. So I see no problem with those offset types of orders that you're dropping. I think you have to do things like that.
Yeah, well, today when the S&P smashed down, I was at about 2,200, and I was at 1,500 when it smashed down, so I was able to get back in.
Sure.
With the scripts and market trading, and then when I got to 22, I dumped and I reloaded, and my last
Perfect.
was 1,500. So I made it to about 3,600, and I'm buying into the plunge.
Nice.
On the dollar, still hear myself echo. What's coming from? You sure you don't have the YouTube on?
100%. I'll even go to another.
If it was on my guitar, I wouldn't mind it. But
yeah, it's cool on the guitar. Never mind. I'll go to another.
I must have something running in the background here. I think it was my internet, because it's super tight. So being me, you know what I mean? Super tight. Like for you, the delay would be about like a fucking Pink Floyd delay, but for me, it was like kind of like edge.
Right. I like the Edge too a lot.
He patented.
I don't know if you ever see. Oh, for sure. Did you ever see the? I forgot who it was. One of the. I think it was the guitarist from the White Stripes, the Edge, and Jimmy Page got together to just shoot the shit, talk about guitars, and he was showing them how he came up with Cashmere. And you just watch, and they're just looking at him so intently, like little kids, like, oh my God, I get to see him play it, and how's he doing it? And can you imagine how much they picked up just by watching his fingers move that close, and just the way he breathes into it, and there's a lot going on. I don't think a lot of people appreciate it, but I know you do because you've been playing for a long time.
I think alternate tunings on that too.
Oh fuck yeah, that was big. That guy's a giant. He's like, he's got to be 7 feet tall or something. He guy's so tall. I'm 6'3", and he's like head and shoulders above me. So it's no wonder his hands can cover I don't know how many frets, just without even trying.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's a bruiser. Sounds like you're down in the city.
I'm at the northern part of the city, but the kids, I don't know what happened for some reason. I think they changed the ordinances, so starting around 9 o'clock till about 1 in the morning, all the kids that have tripped up their mufflers are lecking for all the girls that live around here. That you want to get as much attention as possible as they're flying down the street. It's hysterical. I can't, I have to laugh because I would have been doing the same thing at 21, no doubt.
Are they listening to Bruce Springsteen? Take the bones off your back, born around?
I don't know what they're doing out here.
Highway streets.
It's very strange here. They just redid all the water prices. I don't know what happened there. So they ripped up a lot of the streets, so they became one ways, like major streets. And so they started putting it back together again. And then I realized as I was watching them, I said to myself, you know what? how are they going to fix all these sidewalks? And it turns out they do the whole thing. So I was quite impressed. It took them about a month. Should have taken them 2 weeks, but that's okay. It's city workers. And they're actually redoing all the sidewalks. So I'm like, wow. I'm impressed that they could actually have the skill set to do all of it.
They probably went to trade school. They probably train them with whips and... Yeah, they make sure they do it.
I know a guy who works, I guess it's a crane. No, he's not a crane. He's a big digger for when they build out the condos. And he was explaining to me the way that he comes in and he carves it here, and so he's got room to get out there. It's just like, holy smokes. You think he's just digging a hole, but there's a lot more going on than meets the eye, right? So he's been doing it forever and a day. It's very impressive. You see these guys doing stuff like that. So the big action is at 9 o'clock?
9:30. 9:30 the government.
9:30.
Right. Yeah, this reminds me of when I went to the presentation at the library, and I had all the scripts ready, and there was news coming at 9:30, and I dropped them, and they made money.
Risky trade, but, you know. You catch
Well,
it, you catch it.
I don't know, it wasn't that risky. It was kind of like a demo, and we were just showing them. But, I mean, it was one of those flash crashes where they could have just ripped down, but it can't rip down. It came back right now. The rally's starting in Australia. It looks like a short squeeze coming into the news. So unless they smash it down, I'm gonna. I don't know. It's cheap at the gas station. Looks like oil must have crashed.
Yeah.
Basically, from what I see at the gas station, that call for $6 a gallon in August was a joke. When I heard that, I go, well, it'll be $4 a gallon by August, based on that bullshit. These projections people come up with are so hysterical, dude.
Nonsense. They need a job, buddy. Let them work. What do you want from
Well, I
them?
mean, they always do it. You know, they did with
employ
COVID. Same thing. They said, you know, hey, everybody's going to die. Then they go, you know what? I remember in 2008 when oil took out to $4 a gallon, they were saying it was on the front page of the newspaper, $10 a gallon. That was pretty much the top.
Right.
That was the top. That was it. Never went any higher.
You know, they were comic. I remember a comic. I was in Texas at the time, and there was a comic in one of the papers. You know, like, if it gets to $3, I'm going to get mad. If it gets to $4, I'm going to start walking. And it got to, you know, almost $5 or something. So everyone was still in their trucks. They weren't going to walk. I think I was like the only guy in Sugar Land that ever walked.
It's like the people that said they were going to leave the country if Trump won.
Oh, sure. Welcome. No, come to Canada. It's not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, if you were retired or something, Canada would be okay. And if you're just going to be...
Oh, yeah, you go up north, you're perfect, man. Ace, it's like Alaska. Most of Canada is basically Alaska. You get past 100 miles from the border, there's nothing going on but, you know, fields of dreams, you know. I know a lot of people that moved up north. They had it with the city. I'm not an outdoorsy kind of person, personally, so I prefer warmer climes than beaches. I like the water.
Yeah, you don't want to get Lyme disease.
I never go swimming in Lyme disease. I swim in the pool, but I don't swim in the ocean that often.
Cement Pond.
What's wrong with getting a boat? I think that's a great idea.
Kayak.
Like the Captain Highliner. Hang on, what about the Captain Highliner? Ever been to see, Billy? You know, it was, we used to laugh hard at that commercial all the time.
Captain Beefheart. Captain Highliner.
I think he was dating Aunt Jemima at one point, but, you know, it's a rumor.
Yeah, I had to put the crude oil chart back up. I took it off. I thought it was doomed there at that tippity top. That was the most explosive move I've seen in crude since Desert Storm.
No kidding.
I mean, Desert Storm, dude. Fucking limit up. $10 a barrel on the exchange for 4 days.
Wow.
It was nuts, dude. January 16th, they named the date, and the fucking market went berserk. Of course, it was up to 40 or 80. I can't remember if it went to 40 or 80. Then it backed off, $40 the next day. People got killed going long. That was crazy. I don't have this. I have to go to a big historical chart to find Desert Storm. So long ago. Good Lord. It was right after 9/11.
What was that? 2000? When was that? 20 years
But
ago?
after 9/11, they came in and you know, they answered that 9/11 like 2 years later with Desert Storm. I think it was the beginning.
Correct.
Of the big.
I don't even think I can get that chart up. Let me see if.
Yeah, I think if I pick a bigger history, or just go on the internet and just go to barchart.com or something and find it.
I'm gonna go max available
here. Just get a continuous chart from. I don't think there's a paywall at bar chart, but I don't know. Everything's got a paywall now.
Holy shit!
Everybody's so.
Well, we hit 145 in 2008, didn't we?
Right, so you're at 150, and they were saying it's going to $200 a barrel, and then it went all the way 140, all the way down to $20 a barrel, or 40, from 140 to 40. Then it came back to 80.
You're right. That's exactly right.
It's nuts. It's the biggest pullback. It's like, where's your Fibonacci on that pullback? You know, that's fucking insane. That's beyond Fibonacci. Even Robinacci would take notice of that fucking move.
He couldn't find it. Yeah, he couldn't find it.
Yeah, even Rob's extra Robinacci's his little team of, if he had kids, if he had little Robinacciets, I don't know if he had kids, offspring, but they couldn't find it either.
Right. No. It's hidden. The hidden ratio. You know, man, I have half a mind to come up with all the mathematical stuff that they just blow people's brains out. You know, aeronautical engineering, subsonic shockwave equations and shit like that, and just let people spend a few years trying to understand what it is, like the Robinaccis of the world. I think I'm not that cruel, though. If I had that streak of cruelty, I would do it, but I just don't have that streak.
Yeah, we're down to $93 a barrel. Thank God, man. That didn't take long.
Yeah.
A beautiful channel there. I'm sure these channel traders are all over this fucking chart.
I got news for you, man. I've been watching this vacuums form and carry on in time for, I'm gonna have to say, about 2-3 years now. So you can see the actual levels that they're playing off of. I can't. I know that I can see them.
Well, it's not them. It's the order of density of interest. It's open interest and liquidity pools. You know, I mean, once it stabs in there, I don't know how long it lasts. You know, like look at this double top. This is the daily crude. As you come up, you know, people say trend lines don't work. Well, the trend lines are just a representation of volatility and momentum. So you go one direction. And I think what the more compelling argument is this void left beneath here, like this has to backfill. So, but with crude, you know, if you go back to the original breakout, it's right about here. Fair value is probably like about $85 a barrel. We still got another $7 to drop maybe into this.
$85 a barrel was the annual. That was That line you just drew was the annual range high for 2022.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
was
this
formed
is
in
like,
January.
2021 October peak.
And it's simple.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you look at it like this, in the most crude sense, this is this didn't even, like, there really is not a top bottom here at this major top from October. So this to me is could be all distribution, and it can go flop, pam, down to 82, 85, and you just tread water for, oh my God,
Another
ever.
century.
Look at the weekly crude. So in weekly crude terms,
The
I
monthlies
would
even-
be
monthlies are
surprised if you
crazy.
come all the way back down to here, $80 a barrel. This would be
Me too.
the middle of fair value considering all this data. And if you put in the monthly charts, then you're talking about, holy shit,
That's what I did.
from here
Right.
to this is
Right.
Corona at $1. But I would say
Right.
easily come back to this, whatever this is, $80. Not easily, but I mean, look at this chart. How
It could make it
harsh that pullback is on the monthly.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I gotta take these handles off. I can't see a goddamn thing. So look at this pullback. It's just insanity.
Oof.
Still seeing shit on here, right? Like, this is such a harsh pullback on the monthly that I think it's going to tip into this window. It's going to come back to this top, which is on
I'll
the
give you my
weekly. On the
prognostication.
weekly, it's that, and then on the daily. So the weekly, it wouldn't be hard to dip in this window. There'd be a lot of people scalping in that window, I'm sure. But that's where I think it's possible next. Smash and grab zone. Well, you got 25
that they're
minutes till
gonna
news.
stay. Okay.
They just
on
updated the
the
4-hour
weekly, yeah.
charts.
I like-
Just
I like the
updated
weekly.
4 minutes ago.
Oof. Oof.
So
Look at that.
that looks like Dow CAD could turn around, go down there. Let's see. Yeah, that crude oil is pretty fascinating. Don't trade it, but boy, look at this. Look how vicious that weekly wick was. Man, talk about unsustainable.
I'm watching it right now. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, that is just, dude. That is. That's a lot of. That's
I got news for you.
that's a $30 smash and grab. That is just.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
from 93
absolutely.
to 123. So that's like easily, almost $30 of. Is he Wango or is he Tango? That's $30 clean.
I'm not sure yet.
Oof.
Well,
See,
that's
this is
Ted
the this
Nugent
is the
trade.
this
Don't
is the
forget
next
the
abyss.
Ted Nugent trade.
Right? No, that's
Okay,
yeah. No, that's what was the other one? A stranglehold. I use a stranglehold on options when I straddle.
Okay.
And cat scratch fever is when I trade at the market. Yeah. The Ted Nugent technique. You must have studied with Ted too. You did a Ted mentorship?
Yeah, I did.
The hunting trading mentorship. God,
First they taught you how to hunt.
I was just watching him play at the California Rock Show, like when he was young. My God, dude, he comes out on stage.
Right on.
He's like Evel Knievel, and he's so dramatic on stage. He's a tall guy. He's whipping his guns. He is just absolutely the most enthralled and sober as a judge. The guy never did drugs. It's amazing. Out of all the people, I don't think Zappa did either, actually. Zappa was just naturally out of his mind.
No, he did not. I
Yeah,
don't
he
think
did
that
not.
was anything.
So people
Maybe
thought he
acid.
did. Flo and Eddie, I think, were getting high, but not Frank. There's a lot of sober people, like I would say that.
Buddy, they just go nuts on stage. Yeah.
Yeah, Chick Corea, I think he was just in Scientology, so he was super sober. A lot of these people were. Same thing with Stanley Clark, Scientologist.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah.
Turner
very, very, very
Forever, they
sober
were
players.
just. I think Lenny White was getting stoned. I don't think he was Scientologist.
Well, Agnes Young, they once asked
Oh
him,
my
like,
God.
why are you jumping and bopping? He goes, it's just stage fright. It's just nerves. The only way you keep his nerves in check is to bop around, And I can understand that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw them at the SAR stock. I had front row. We were like 30 people deep until everyone started pushing from the back. There's like a quarter
that's
billion
scary.
people there.
End up like a Who
They were
concert.
fucking.
I'm dead.
I had to go. Yeah, we had to go. They started tossing bottles full of piss at the front, and I'm like,
Oof.
we got to get out of here, man.
Well, that's
Yeah, it's
a
horrible.
fine how do you do. Yeah, nothing like some warm pita,
Well, you know
like
what happened?
warm you up
Yeah,
on a
nothing like
cold
so well.
night.
It was in a bottle.
Oh,
gotta
message
tell
in
you
a
something
bottle.
very
So it was a Sting concert, but pee in
For
a
sure.
bottle.
For sure.
You're
We
in
had,
a bottle.
You know the Rolling Stones. You know the Rolling Stones. They asked their kids, "Who would you like to see?" And they said, "Justin Timberlake."
Boy.
Now, I don't like Justin Timberlake. Don't like his music, anything. But the kid came out. He did his set. They were tossing shit at him. He was ducking, and he just kept playing. And I said to myself, you know, there's a real guy. There's a guy he's doing what the music requires, not what the fans are fucking booing him because they want to see Rush and
Yeah.
AC/DC. And
AC/DC.
solid drummer, solid band, and I I had a lot of respect for him after that. I'll be honest with you. He didn't like bow out and fucking cry or whatever. He ducked the bottles flying at him. What am I going to tell you?
Yeah, the ability to duck. Hey, how about when Bush ducked for that shoe coming at him? I like how he just kind of glibly said, "Oh, miss me." I think something like that. Did he say something like clever? His shoe was going. The Arab guy's shoe was coming at him. Is that
Yeah.
the shoe bomber kind? It was the people had a shoe fetish back. The shoe bomber was into it. Who else was into that stuff? I think Imelda Marcos had a shoe fetish. She was a big shoe.
He had a very
type
big
back
shoe
then.
selection.
There was something about in the air back then.
few
Something
thousand.
about the celestial alignment of the planets.
Something to do with feet. I think it was Al Bundy.
Yeah, because
So,
Al
true,
Bundy.
right? So-
Oh my God, poor Al. You know, there was a lady over here
You know what?
in Michigan there was a blonde-haired lady from a really rich part of Michigan. I know the town, and she was. I think she was offended by
Bloomfield, Illinois.
West Bloomfield
ahead.
Hills, Michigan.
How did I
Yeah, so she was
that.
she was like, I think she might have
sorry.
been, she was like one of these limousine liberals, and she was offended by by Al's kind of crudeness, you know. And I think reaching into his pants and watching TV, that part, you know, how he just
That was
park
funny
his
as hell.
hand in his pants
That
and
was
watch TV.
Funny as hell. He was such a pathetic character. It was great. And his wife was just phenomenal.
What's for dinner? She would just have like whatever's caked in the
He's a
fridge.
toast.
Did you see when Al had a car that they wanted to use it in an ad because it was to make 1 million miles, and it rolled out of the garage and crashed?
Okay.
Yeah, he had
Oh,
some
God,
things
I
where he
don't
had
remember that
winning
one
lottery
exactly.
tickets. Or how about that?
Sure,
that-
everything
I,
happened to this man.
I like when these big, giant, fat ladies would come in to have their shoes. He wanted them to come in to get their
Oh, yeah.
shoes. And he would just groan his face. He
It
didn't
was
like.
funny. It was-
Oh my God!
It was great.
It was the most cliche thing ever. And then how about the neighbor?
It was the most-
The
it was
neighbor
absolutely
and the
realistic.
neighbor's
It was-
wife was really lesbian in real life. So the neighbor's
Oh,
the
yeah.
neighbor's wife, and then the guy next door was such a
And the
tool.
kind. Yeah, it was great. It was great. It's typical. You know what? They really caught a slice of Americana back in the 90s.
No,
wherever it
I
was.
think they really had that
They caught it.
because it was on Fox Network. So it was UHF around here before
Sure.
cable, really. It was
Right
just
on, right
such
on.
an edgy kind of thing.
Oh, for sure.
Because it was Married with Children, and
was great.
they have Frank Sinatra, and it's like, you know, if you're married with children, that's kind of what life's like in a sense. Okay, maybe they exaggerate a little bit, but it's pretty close, from what I
They
remember.
had to, but it was funny. It was funny.
I remember being married. It's pretty
funny.
accurate. It's not a docudrama, but it's close.
No, it's pretty good for real.
God, oil's
real
going to the
TV.
floor tonight. Look at that. Oil's about to breach the. Is it trading right now, or am I just imagining it? Oh man, that's trading a little bit.
I'll tell you right now.
Let's
Might
move
be.
it a little bit.
Well back.
Yeah, what's going to happen here? This guy really tested the United States with his lever pulling. He came into office pulling executive order levers like it was going out of style.
Oh my God.
And then everything backfired. It's so funny.
I have to tell you. Yeah, it is actually. It's sad but funny. But I have to tell you, man. I mean, I'm in Canada, so it's even worse. But 18 months ago, no one would have thought any of these things would be possible.
Yeah,
I mean, how
yeah.
inept can you be? Like, how fucked up do you need to be? Excuse my French.
No, I don't think they would have guessed gas at that price, or even just continuing with the mandates and the vaccines and the advertisements. They're still advertising on the radio here how if you're young and pregnant you should get which now that men can become pregnant, I'm actually on the list to probably get the vaccine. I think
they want to put masks back
I'm
on
actually
inside
expecting.
in New York.
Oh yeah, well they're getting ready for the elections here, so they want to basically they just put Fauci back on TV, so it's going to be about the elections coming in now.
Wow, it's really sad.
It's a giant machine. That you don't. It's like you don't yell things in a certain neighborhood, and the whole neighborhood's gotten really tight and small. I mean, the digital neighborhood's like crazy tight.
Right. Well, it's actually just narcissism. I think Peterson said something about Twitter. It's just absolutely malignant narcissism.
Well, I think he wiped. Elon crashed and burned it just by test driving it. He didn't even buy it. He test drove it and he crashed it. So he revealed all the fake robots.
He pointed out the bullshit, which is important. Yeah, it's all fucking fakeness.
Well, the thing was, you always wondered, how can this be trending? How can this be trending? This isn't even a topic anybody cares about. So, the trending bots,
they're all putting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Well, one trending bot's talking to the other trending bot, and they create their own trends.
It's called the CIA telling them what to fucking say. What's going on over here? It's not that hard to understand. You got the CIA enmeshed. You got Department of Defense. You got ATI who won the Warp Speed contract. It's all one big. Well, it's called fascism, right?
Well,
that's what it's called.
Soros just bought a few TV stations for this next round. So
well, it just continues. It doesn't stop.
And so he's buying
right?
these Latin TV stations, thinking that he's going to run these ads that are the Latin people are just already revolting more than even the white people. So it's going to be fucking hilarious. Yeah, because the bleeding heart white liberal is the one that's saying, "Oh no, I'm here to take care of you as you bleed in the streets," and it's the Latinos that are saying, "I'm sorry, but Trump's my man," and that's just
absolutely.
How it is.
Good for them. Good for
well,
them.
you know why? Because listen, they paid money to get here, and these guys are walking across here for free.
They took our jobs. How do you think Trump won? Trump won on one line. They took our jobs. And it was right out of South Park.
Well, remember Lunch Bucket Joe? Remember Lunch Bucket Joe in the audience there?
Oh, but Joe, there he goes, another guy.
I mean, Joe the plumber. I know it was the plumber in the audience. I mean, the thing is that, see, people don't realize that a lot of stuff what Trump did is still in action because Biden didn't cancel certain things that Trump did. Those things are still running out there. Like, think about the post office here. Remember the post office? He supposedly hired that guy to screw that up.
Right.
And the guy's still running it. And it's still running good. I mean, in other words, man, the post office is running pretty damn good now because he hired that guy to redo
what about
it.
The VA?
Well, they closed down the post offices, and the ones they left open are really good. So they closed down they had too much fat. So the guys that Trump hired are businessmen that try to they look at the bottom line. They say, run it like a business, right? Don't run it like you're emotional with a credit card. So try to be fiscally responsible. So that's a lot of that structure still there. Amazingly,
it should be. Trump grew up in New York, and he had to deal with tradesmen his whole life. So he swears like a fucking sailor, and I'm sure he swears once in a while. He's always cracking jokes. People don't understand that he really is a working man kind of guy. at the bottom of it all. I
Well,
think
yeah,
he
so
really
are his kids and stuff.
he appreciates it. In other
Yeah.
words, right now his kids are still
Well, the
working.
thing is that
Yeah.
he definitely
He's not a
respects people.
parasite, buddy. It's a big. Yeah, he respects people of all everywhere. And you know what, man? People can see that. Normal people can see that. People
Oh,
who are
yeah.
afraid, who have daddy issues, they just crumble. They can't handle it. Wow, this guy's a real boss. Well, again,
Well, it's a very soft world. You know, you have this thing where this lady
Uh-huh.
just went on TV and said that guys can get pregnant. I mean, the professors in the universities in the ivory towers have been talking, they've been talking about utopia situations for a long time. Now they get their chance to pull the trigger
Buddy,
on utopia,
yeah.
and
Now they
they're
get their
going to
chance.
use coal. They're going to use coal in Germany. That's utopian. They were trying to build a. God, remember the biospheres back about 20 years ago? We built a biosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I remember acid rain. Whatever happened to acid rain? I got to look that up. How about the ozone's
And whatever
opening
happened
up?
to
The
the
ozone's going to
ozone
be
layer? Yeah, what happened to
destroyed.
the ozone?
I haven't heard about the ozone and
Well,
acid rain in
they
30
actually-
years. So when is that going to come
Yeah.
back?
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? They did something about it though. That's the nice
Did
thing
they?
about the ozone.
What did they do?
Yeah, they did. They put up the CF3s that were in all the refrigerators and all that. They just
Oh,
mixed
that-
with
that
neon
cured
stuff.
it?
I don't remember what they did.
I don't think they.
Pretty
cured
much,
shit.
legitimately. It really legitimately did. Within about 5 years, you can see the drop. So there is a way to take proper action that makes sense at the right time. If
I
you
don't
don't,
know.
well,
I'd
what
still
the
like to
facts
see
was,
the. I'd like to see the documentation on that. That sounds really pretty.
Well, I don't know if you know what's going
ridiculous.
on in Holland, but the farmers are going apeshit.
Oh
over there.
yeah. Well, look at
Because
this guys in Sri Lanka. They just fucking said we're not putting
Oh, yeah.
organic
Another
fertilizer.
one.
Yeah, it's all about the farmers, you know. But over in the Netherlands, they want to put hotels on the farmland, and I saw the interview.
It's not even that, man. Yeah. Okay.
Did you
Go
see
ahead,
the
sorry.
interview with the guy that the guy that said basically what they're using is these. It's about we can't ruin the clover. We can't ruin the clover. The cows are eating the clover.
It's not even that.
So-
No, buddy. You know what? It's all these parasites. Free. What do they call them? Freeloaders. I forgot the sociological term. It's all the freeloaders in Brussels, and even David Sachs called them out. I don't know if you ever watch him.
The
He's on the show
the
All In or
fressers.
something.
We call them fressers.
Buddy, these guys. He said, I forgot what he said, but he said, how did they say 50% reduction by 2030? What asshole came up with these round numbers sitting in Brussels? Has never worked a day in his life, doesn't understand these farms have been handed down generation to generation. And
Of course.
you think people are going to fucking listen to these monkeys? I hope not, and I'm happy that they're not. Cause
Oh my God.
Yeah, you know.
Oh my God. These guys are laying down. Did you see that guy that was? He was dragging. I think he took his tractor and dragged the cop car out of the way or something. It's hilarious.
Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's about time, man. Who could put up with this shit? You
know,
know,
the
when the
good news
rubber
is
meets the road, they used to say when the rubber meets the road. In other
Yeah.
words, you're going to tell me that I can't do. When it comes to that one moment where you're standing and there's like nothing left but reality. You know, they say everybody's. What do they say? Anybody that's a conservative was a liberal who got mugged by reality at some point in their life. Everybody
Yeah,
converts
that's what
when you end
happens.
up.
Well, listen, I'd rather white pill everyone than black pill everyone. I'm with Michael Malice on this one. You know, don't get in my business, I won't get in yours. And cops are not your friends. The biggest issue that I have is I know a lot of cops that retired because they didn't want to take the vaccine and they didn't want to get involved with all this stuff. So what's
yeah,
left?
no, it's
Just the
terrible.
goon squad. The guys that are just jackasses. Bottom line, just jackasses. And you know what? They will break down your door if the government tells them to because you're not signing his checks. The government is. That's a big problem. And that's why I really do appreciate the Second Amendment. At least the forefathers had the foresight to see that kind of fucking shenanigans that could happen even a couple hundred years down the road. Legitimately, they realized that if you're not free and you can't protect yourself, there's no liberty, man. There's nothing.
Yeah, it's real. People think that it's a civilized world. So here's what the liberals kind of false sense of security is that. Oh, that's the olden days. Come on, man. Do you really think the government... Besides, Biden just said it's not like you can have a tank. The government's going to kick your ass no matter what you do. But that's not true. Because the Warsaw Ghetto, had they had arms, they would actually did pretty good in the Warsaw Ghetto, considering, actually.
Well, they did the best they could with what they could find, and they were underground, and they went in the sewers and they did what they could to booby-trap what they could, but I mean, they were so outgunned, there wasn't much of a chance, but...
Well, if they had guns there, they could have been quite... Because the advantage the people here have, the people that have a gun, is they know their way around their own building, where the government doesn't. When the government shows up in a building, they're not going to bring maps with them. They're not going to know.
No,
and you're going to know all the hiding places, and they're not. So you always have an advantage. I mean, it's like the guy, at least look at these guys over in the school. They just finally released the tape for that school that was attacked near the border.
I heard that,
the cops is 78-minute tapes.
Something?
These guys retreated after they got shot a little bit. It's like, oh my God, dude, you got really? I mean,
they should all be fired.
I mean, the fucking the parents that go in there. That lady went and got her own kids out of there. Her twins herself.
I got news for you, man. The cops would not have stopped you or I. I guarantee you that. We would have gone around the other side of the building or something, crashed the window. There was no way. And it's very sad. I have to tell you from the bottom of my heart, it's the saddest thing I've ever heard that these guys let the guy walk in.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, the saddest thing is there's a little girl on the phone going, "Hey, come on, get us!" And then you hear shots and stuff, and she gets killed. So it's
horrible.
Like, it's like they waited so fucking long, dude. 2 hours. Hello, we're here. Come get us. It's just terrible.
Okay, so I'm asking you because I don't know. What's the solution? You have to have an armed guard at every fucking school and make it like penitentiary?
Well,
what's the idea here?
Well, the idea is that you say you don't put signs up like gun-free zone. I mean, think of the stupidity of that shit. But that's liberal logic, dude. That's fucking retarded shit. Gun-free zone. Oh my God, gun-free zone, really? Oh my gosh. Where should I shoot up next? Let me see. Where can I go?
You know what the problem is, Simpleton? There's been a lot of people born that probably wouldn't have made it through the Darwinian filter 100 years ago. And then you see a huge increase in all the mental problems that people have.
I think this guy's right. This guy in my chat just said, guys can get pregnant. In fact, it's funny you say that because I think I feel something kicking. Yeah, I was out late, drunk last night, and I was drunk about 5 months ago, actually downtown, and I think I got raped, and I feel something kicking now. So I think you're right. I think I can get pregnant. I think it's a boy. I was raped by a guy, so I think it's a boy. Now, if I was raped by a woman and I was pregnant,
I'm laughing here.
That would be amazing. I
was going to wonder, did you were raped by a guy or a woman?
Well, if I was raped by a woman, maybe I could get pregnant. I didn't think about this. Pregnant through her in a way, I guess, kind of like. Well, maybe she raped me so hard one of her eggs popped into my body.
What was it? Who was it? The Great Lebowski? Who was it that got the girl? She just wanted to get pregnant by him. She was sitting up. Anyways, that was a good movie. Jesus, the bowler. I cried at that scene. That guy's so funny. He was in Transformers, a couple movies. Not his name off the top of my head, but just fucking crazy funny.
I'm up $3 5 minutes before news.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm in about 34K now. This is crazy ass shit. Yeah. I know I have to put sarcasm notes in my. Yeah, being sarcastic has really backfired a lot on me. People think I'm serious.
Oh boy, this is just an entertainment
So the dollar CAD looks ready to smash down. All of the dollar pairs look ready to destroy the dollar.
Ready to crash.
The euro's ready to go up. Pound's ready to go up. Australia's ready to go up.
Do you have a plunge protection bot?
I don't have anything. We just have these tickets in here.
I'm just joking.
No, they had the plunge protection team came out about 25 years ago in the stock market. That was funny. I remember the day they did that. You should see the old film reels from the stock market's down 300 points, you know? The Dow used to trade at like 1,500, you know? Dow's down 300 points. Trading curbs in effect. Look at the 87 crash.
Yeah, people lost their mind.
If you want perspective,
that was beautiful. Finkelstein was calling it. Yeah, that was great.
No, bring up the bring up any of the stock indexes and try to find the 87 crash on the chart. It looks like a minor pullback. People committed suicide over that pullback. Just take a look at that on the chart. If you want some
Well, there was a
perspective.
kid just recently that committed suicide when oil went to zero because he thought he owed $1 million or something in Robinhood, and he killed himself.
Oh, in Robinhood? Oh my God.
I don't know what it was. He was trading one of those platforms that showed he owed $1,400,000 something on his
Whatever happened
whatever
to
the kid
those
was doing.
stocks? Whatever happened to GameStop?
Which ones? Oh yeah, the ones that they jammed everyone? I have no idea.
Oh, those kids, those gorilla ape guys. I remember last summer watching these poor guys. I'm in the ape army. I'm like, you guys are idiots. You're at the top of the market. It was the top.
You gotta learn, right? I mean, you've got to get kicked in the teeth a few times if you're gonna, if you're just jerking off with everybody, then that's another story. But if you really think you're gonna trade just with the gorillas, you're in trouble already.
That's it, $141, so I guess it's surviving pretty good. Considering the rest of the market.
Sure. Yeah, but you saw how it unraveled so quickly. You saw how the guy had to get on TV from Robinhood and apologize, and we're really sorry, he couldn't take your orders.
Yeah, I mean it spiked to 300, so
Yeah.
it's sitting halfway between. It's at 141. Although you've been down to 100. You've been down to 100 lately.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I think it was nice that they exposed all the backdoor deals and all the bullshit that goes on. That was an important lesson for a lot of people.
45 seconds to news.
I think good. Here we go. Here comes the good times.
So the spread should get pretty nasty here. Especially Hugo. Probably go to about 10. Might kick me out. I'm at 3,400. Coming in 34, 37. News in 25 seconds.
Just where the spreads get wider again, or
Spread's gonna get wide when the news comes out, dude. Come on, you know that.
Okay. Oh no, I know that. I just
because
I
there's order imbalance. Yeah, I know it's gonna be crazy. 5 seconds. They probably blast to about 10 pips for a second there. Oh, we're up. It's going up. They're tight. They're tight spreads. So we made a few bucks there. Australia's moving not the pound yet, but yeah. So they went so wide today. They went to $8 on that New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah, it was frozen, and the broker froze me out, and then the market was down about $500.
Is that the new one, the Sage FX you were trying out?
No, this is Hugo. I don't know if they have NASDAQ as Sage. Hugo's got a spread of about $1.12 on. I've been trading that. Well, gonna take profits here. It looks like cashing out automatically on my scalps. Australian dollar's going up.
Nice. Wonder how the young lady did with her trial there with the Apex FTMO, whatever they call those guys. Come and work for us at the prop firm.
Yeah, crude oil. Well, Australia's
Still in the
moving. Nothing
vacuum.
else is moving but the Australian dollar. Everything else is dead.
Hmm?
Just the Australian dollar's moving. I don't see anything moving on the pound or the euro yet. They're just sitting there dead. Probably wait for Europe to open. Yeah, it's pretty quiet this time of night. Well, it popped about 10 pips on that news. That
Sure.
was it. Big excitement.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, I only got out of about 5K there, so well, it's pretty dead. This time of night. Yeah, not too many people available, I guess.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Everyone's asleep, unless they're waking up in China.
Yeah.
Someone told me they froze everyone's money in China or something like that, or there was a run on a bank. I'm not getting the right information.
A run on the bank? By who?
Something like that. 3 banks in China, they had a run on them.
Yeah. You know, they released their numbers too, and it's like, wow. They released their financial stuff on the weekend. It's crazy, like a Saturday. I don't know if they're doing it because they don't want to shock the markets in the States, but if you look at the Forex Factory news reports, it's like Sunday and Saturday.
Sure. In trouble. They don't have enough people to maintain their economy at that scale.
I don't know. They got those super cities. It seems like printing money. I remember watching 7 years
cities,
ago
buddy.
these super cities they built, and they're like, dude, they can't. It doesn't seem to matter. They just keep going.
Empty.
I always hear the horror stories like, oh, there's not enough kids, and there's not the populations. They seem to be doing pretty good. I don't know. Is it really that bad over there in China?
Demographically. Yeah.
Really? So if you live there, of course, if you live there, it's a bitch.
50,
I get that.
No, they're short about 45 to 50 million women.
Wow.
So that's a big problem. You don't want to have a lot of guys that are short women. It causes strife. And the cities they built
the
are
women
empty
are the women are
because
too short, or you mean there's not enough women?
they're short and there aren't enough of them. That's both connotations.
They got to learn how to clone women. They should call the Nazi doctors and ask them how'd you clone those? Yeah, I don't know, man. China, when are those people going to revolt?
You know what?
It's
not. It's kind of like, Sweden has the same issue. Think about, I forget what they call it, the tall tree syndrome or something, where you just don't want to stand out at all.
Right.
And
you don't. Well, you get in trouble.
Thing.
You get hurt. You get beat up.
It's not even in trouble. It's just like, how could you even think about doing so? It's just so couth or uncouth or whatever. It's just like retarded. Why would you do this? Why would you stand up? Why would you say that you cleaned up the room? So I remember they did this experiment. I forgot it was on one of the shows here from Waterloo. They were showing the differences between American kids, or Western kids, and Asian kids. So one of the experiments is, they always, you never really know what the experiment is because they're always playing games with the kids. So one of the experiments was that the lady said, listen, just tidy up here a little bit. I'm going to be back in a few minutes. And she left all kinds of little papers around the wastebasket. She didn't quite hit the wastebasket. So the American, it was a young girl, she picks it up and she puts it in the wastebasket. She straightens things out. And then the Asian kid as well. She says, yes, I'm going to go see if you tidy up. So the Asian kid also cleans it up. Same kind of concept. The kid's got the idea. Clean up a little bit here. Now, when they came back, someone else would come into the room. And they would say, wow, what a tidy place. The American girl was the first one to chime up, yeah, I cleaned it up. Right? Asian kid didn't say a word. They couldn't get a word out of the Asian kid. It was almost, brutally impolite to say that you had done this. Well, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
But
these people, I mean, It's about losing face and all that stuff.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, it's
big
not.
part of
It's,
it,
they take it stuff pretty hard.
dude. My Asian guys that were going berserkoid with when the robot was running like a machine. There was one guy that I think that they were working with, and they said, "Listen, we need like 15K." Blah blah blah. I said, "What's the story?" He goes, "We don't want Peter to lose face." I said, "Guys, we were up 6, and then we took a hit, and I don't mind if you want to take Peter out. Just make him whole. It's not a problem. But he's not making any profits because he can't just stop in the middle of a game." I said, yeah, we just don't want him to lose faith, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it was a big part of it. It's very interesting. Like cultural things, you never heard of anything like that, but that's what it is.
Well, Australian dollar's doing pretty good here. Maybe it's going to lead the way. Take the pound and the euro with it. That looks like what's going on. Crude oil's teetering above the abyss to drop to $5 in the hole.
They're flirting with the
It's pretty
vacuum.
tame.
They're just flirting with the vacuum.
Yeah, I mean, if it falls, it looks like it could drop $4 or $5 into that. I'm sure buyers would come in and grab it, but at least if it does that at the pump, you should be down to about $4 a gallon.
So we're down to $1.83. I think that's about 650 US. I'm not quite sure.
520 is as high as I saw it here, and then it backed off.
Wow.
That was 2
that's a
weeks
lot of
ago
money.
at 520.
Jeez. People were going crazy, I imagine.
We're almost on $1.
So funny, man. At the end of the day, people only care about the price of gas. I can get my job. I can do what I got to do. I can put food on the table, but don't jam me with a ridiculous price of gas when it was so much cheaper just a year and a half ago, and everything was going well.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden, if milk doubled, something you use all the time.
Right.
This
People are
isn't
just gonna lose
like,
it.
yeah, if the price of guitar strings go up, okay, big deal, just wait.
Mhm.
But gas is something you put in your car every day, at least most,
Exactly.
So it's like, but they want to
Americans like
tax
to
the air.
drive.
These tree huggers want to tax the air and stuff. That was the old, this has been going on for ages, dude. For 50 years of my
Sure
life,
has.
these fuckers have been after, like, oh, the EPA says you can't, like, they made a law here 30 years ago. People lost their mind that you can't gather rainwater and drink it.
Well,
I mean, they got a lot of these. You can't. Out west they got where you can't grab your own water. You can't have your own source.
you ever heard of? Wait a second. There was out in Arizona. I remember there was a company not too long ago. Well, it was long ago. What do they do? They did something called environmental type of houses where they would take tires, they'd carve it into the side of a mountain. They wanted to be totally self-sufficient, environmentally friendly, and the whole thing. So they were using
Underground homes.
old tires. I
Underground
don't remember what
homes.
they were called. Very cool scenes. Wonder why that didn't take off.
I don't know. I think the excavation, underground home. I was going to build one actually years ago, in the side of a hill.
Sure,
And you
that's
put
what I'm talking about.
put a greenhouse on there, and you put tubs of
Sure, man.
water, and then when the sun's
Solar
hitting
panels,
it, the
water
water
coming in, you're fucking don't
And
need
when you
anyone off the grid.
there was a guy that came and fixed my plumbing, and he built a prototype underground home over here, big one, and it was a grant, and he said it had a 6-foot basement underneath the underground home, so you could go down there and do the plumbing. He did all the plumbing.
Hello.
So a 6-foot basement of just pure plumbing in this in
Can you
underground.
guys hear me?
Oh, hello.
Uh-oh. Got an
Can hear
intruder.
it. How you doing, Jay?
I'm good. Had a few good days in the market past
Oh.
2 days, so
Happy, man.
yeah.
Good to see you pass your test.
No, I haven't passed yet. Haven't
They're gonna
passed
make
yet.
they're gonna make sure that you don't. I hate to break the news to everyone.
Are you pregnant? Because we
I'm
are.
still gonna try my best. So
Oh, you go for it, honey. I'm not discouraging you at all. I just want you to
yeah.
understand that you're playing at a tight game there,
I
and
just
and
want
there's
you. I
it's
just
I
want you to know that
passed.
we can get pregnant. So be careful.
yeah. Be very careful.
If I pass, I'm gonna screenshot my certificate.
Oh, I would be the happiest guy on the planet.
Do you want us to digitally sign it? We'll certify it. We'll
Actually, we can
notarize
tattoo
it.
it
We'll
if you
notarize it.
want. We'll tattoo it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, get a tattoo. That's right.
yeah.
I got a tattoo of all my booster shots. I got the nurse's name. I got the serial number from the vaccine lot.
All right.
Got the lot number. Got the side effects listed on my back. That hurt because there was a lot of writing.
Go on.
Damn. Mhm.
But I'm still not
Ooh.
pregnant, so I don't know if it's working. The vaccine's supposed to make guys pregnant.
Lost it. They really lost it finally.
Mm.
Well, they push it too far.
Hmm?
Right off a
Yeah.
cliff, right off a cliff.
So what do they
Information
allow you to
streaming.
trade with the program you're on, Jay?
A few indices,
Okay.
not a lot. Of course, currency.
hmm
And that's about it.
And you have to be out by 4, or you stay over the weekend? Like what is their particular pattern of
I can
paying?
hold over the weekend. I can
Okay.
definitely hold over the weekend. Honestly, I don't prefer to hold because
One does.
Sundays is just a bitch and it might get spiked
You
up or
will.
spiked down. And
Sure.
I prefer not to hold anything over the weekend just to, uh, secure my account. But other than that, um, I can hold overnight
Was
too
that
as
30
well.
days? 30 days, the
Okay.
clock's ticking, exactly 30 days whenever you start.
Yeah.
And you got to
So
make 5% return, and without losing 5%. I'm looking for that.
I have to grow the account for 10%.
You can't lose more than 5% from your high water mark, or from the beginning. Like that's the
For
part that.
by the day? You talking about
Oh,
per day?
right. Is it per day 5%, or is it per every day it changes based on what your
Well,
high water
5%
mark
a
is?
day.
hmm
You can't be in drawdown for like I think 5%.
Wow. How can you trade that? You got to be one directional,
Yeah.
sniper
That's
styles.
going well though. I'm just sniping the hell out of the market lately. So
Okay, good.
I've
To
been
hear.
sniping the hell out of the market. I did really well yesterday. I'm really proud of myself. So
Simpleton has
yeah.
minimized the application. Sit tight. What happened there?
Yeah. I'm waiting on you guys to get this bot created so I can stop doing this prop foolishness.
Oh, evil Knievel bot.
Yeah, the evil Knievel bot. You know what I'm saying?
I have a cigar. I sent a box of cigars to one of my colleagues, and he gave a couple cigars to one of the other guys that's in London right now, and I'm trying to get a hold of
Mhm.
Nick for those two guys to meet, have a few pints, and have a cigar, and to see what happens. So I'm doing my best to try to get the kids together, see what they
Mhm.
can dream up. Well, Nick has been following Simpleton for 5 years. You know the British kid.
Yeah, I know him. He seems
Yeah,
cool.
so he's very nice young man.
Yeah.
Very polite. Welsh. He's Welsh, not. I guess British is the right word. He understands everything that Simpleton is doing. So I'm like, wow.
Nice.
Instead of bothering Simpleton, who has a life to live and wants to jam on the weekends and fix the lighting, we'll bother Nick, right?
I spoke with Chris. Chris is trading doubles. I think that's his profile. And he was telling me about some of his buddies that passed the prop challenges. He's supposed to connect me with them or something.
Sorry. I was saying to myself that, was it Lamborghini Raoul or whoever it was he found a faster, this guy found a faster data provider than the one that they give you for the demo and the, past the combine concept. So he won, he won it by
They
just,
banned him or something. I don't know. That's what the
oh
other guy
yeah, because he
like.
took $300,000 off those guys by getting a slightly better
That was
data feed.
smart though. That was really smart. I must say that.
Brilliant
Definitely
hack.
clever. That was
Brilliant hack.
brilliant.
Yep.
Very brilliant. He was getting in at a good price every
Listen,
trade.
you should know that's been the game for a long time. Is who's going to
Yeah.
get the fastest feed and the fastest price, and it's a battle. I was there 7 years ago. I won't go back. So
Yeah. I haven't found a
it's
broker account that with different timing with a different
sure they all
timing.
have different, but they all have different data. You should
There are, but they're not far along from each other. You know what I'm saying? It's
quarter
just
seconds a long time.
maybe a few seconds, but that's about
Yeah,
it.
that's a long time.
Yeah.
Right?
So
If you
I
know what the
looked at
price of,
Hugo's
hang on,
way. I looked
yeah,
at
if you look,
Hugo's
yeah.
way.
How do you like them?
Hmm?
How is the Hugo's way? Is it good?
Oh, it's crappy.
Oh, Simpleton likes them
Uh,
for some reason. I don't know.
they'll steal your money
Oh,
quick,
I don't know
quick.
enough about this field.
They're all crooks, to be quite frank.
They have a business to run, and their business is to
Yeah,
make sure you could keep playing and come back
yeah,
up and pull that one-armed bandit forever.
that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Were
I
you
think we
guys
lost it.
trading tonight?
I don't know.
Oh,
Simpleton was
Euro
doing something.
USD?
I don't know what he was
You got a
put
lot of
one
contracts in.
a lot of stuff going in.
Yeah.
Maybe he went to get a sandwich. I'm not sure where he went.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
No,
see
Chris
him
is
loading it up.
he has a good time.
Yeah. We supposed to reconnect, I think, to Thursday. I think which is tomorrow. So
Cool. Cool.
yeah.
I think Chris is pretty funny. There's a lot of nice guys on this Discord. I don't know
Yeah.
all of them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good eggs.
Yeah. Totally.
And it's pretty
Definitely
cool. A lot of
agree.
them know how to program. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty impressed. The young generation is right in there with the programming styles.
I'm trying to keep up with it and learn.
Sure.
I started with like Python,
Oh,
but
Python's
I haven't
brutal.
been,
It's a brutal language. I can't wrap my mind around any of that stuff.
I know the syntaxes, but I haven't like worked on any projects or anything. So the only thing I know is like PowerShell because I used it for my work. Other than
Right.
that, mm-mm.
I had a
Not
chance to
any
learn.
coding.
You know what? Yeah, you have a chance to learn programming. I know I did when I was in college, but I was like, are you kidding me, man? I got to do
Yeah.
other stuff.
I'm just
I'm
too
not interested.
distracted right now. Like just sitting down behind a computer is just like a bummer for me.
Oh
Mm.
man, you got to get out to the fresh air of Belize with the trees.
Okay, real quick. So, trying to speak that into existence.
I'll do it. I believe you can.
Mm-hmm. Have my own trading little station.
Not enjoy yourself. Take pictures of
Okay.
all the birds.
Yes.
Trade with Jay on the islands.
Mhm. Yes, that's what I'm
Be a
trying to
lot of
do.
fun. I think you'd have a lot of fun doing it. I think people would come by and see what's going on
Yeah.
and have a good time.
Charge
I think
$50,
you don't have to
$100.
charge. Yeah, you don't have to charge them anything.
Yeah.
They'll pay you. They'll pay you to see what you're doing. You don't have to charge
Really?
them. I don't know about people, the natives. They may not understand trading and computers and all that stuff. I
I
don't
don't think
know.
they have enough money to do all of that. I'm telling you, like people
Well,
like
they're
drink water out of bleach jugs. Like
sure. I mean,
seriously, it's
it's
that bad.
that's the problem too, right? But
Yeah,
you
it
got a
is a
lot of
problem.
expats. You got expats.
I'm not jokingly saying this,
Oh,
but
I
I'm dead
understand it. I
serious.
know people who live in
It's
Guatemala.
bad.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Third world
Yeah.
is not fun.
No, it's not, you know.
A lot of energy
They
just
have
to
ropes
keep going.
to compensate for belts, you know, like it's bad. It's really, really
Hmm.
bad.
Hmm.
Bad. It's a bad situation. So whatever I can do to
So
help, you know what I'm
what
saying,
happens
I'm
in
willing to
Belize? Do
do.
they do? What do they have there? Just basically tourism? And do they have
Yeah,
any
that's
crops?
about it.
They don't have any crops. They don't grow sugarcane or cocoa or.
I think they do, but
Hmm.
I don't think they specialize in anything. Like I know they do a lot of sporting
Okay.
of goods, a lot of goods, but I'm not sure, to be quite frank.
Well, they got a long way to go, right?
They do. They have a long way to go.
It might be a tropical paradise in 100 years. We don't know what's going to happen, right? So
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is
now the kids,
true.
do the kids have a chance to go to school there? What's the dealio with that?
Mm?
Are the kids getting educated? Do they have schools for them? Is it too expensive?
I think they do. I mean, I don't have any kids, so I don't know, but I
I
think
know,
they
but
do
I'm
have
wondering if the natives
schools.
that you met there. I mean, their
The
kids are going.
natives do. I mean, they do have schools there.
Hmm.
They're not as um how can I put it, like reputable like here in the
Yeah,
States.
they're not sophisticated. I
They're
got it.
not sophisticated enough. Like it's really primitive, you know?
Huh. Maybe that's what they need. Maybe they need some good teachers and some good books and some stuff like that that
Hmm.
you can donate.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind donating to
Good news for you. Well, you're not going to have
community
anything
there.
else to do with the money you're going to make, so you may as well donate it. I found that out
Okay.
at 36 years old. There's nothing I could do with all this. How many more houses? How many more houses do I got to buy?
I'm trying to
You
have
know.
your type of money.
Well, my type of money came and went very quickly, and comes and goes very quickly,
Good.
and comes and goes repeatedly, right? Because
Good.
I don't need much. I realized at a young age that
I
okay, so
hate working a
I've already
job.
done the Lamborghini Raoul trip. Now what? What are you going to do for an encore, Nate? I mean, that's
I
really
can't
what it comes down
stand
to.
working a job. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't stand working a job. I hate it. Oh.
Well, then you better get good at trading.
Oh,
You better,
I
you
think
know.
I'm getting there. Trust me, I'm definitely
Okay,
getting there. Like I know what I'm doing, definitely.
good, good. At least it makes sense
So
to you now.
yeah, it definitely
Did you
makes
learn from
sense.
Simpleton? Did you learn some stuff from him at least?
I definitely learned some stuff from Simpleton. Um,
Good. So
um,
it wasn't a pay us now and pay us later kind of routine.
no, 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 no.
I really appreciate that
I
about
learned
what
some
he's
stuff
doing
from
for showing
Simpleton.
people stuff.
Yeah.
He'll actually sit down and write scripts for you and at least give you a map. I mean, you can't get
Mhm.
anywhere without a map in this life.
No, you can't.
So map making is the name of trading. If people want
But
to
I
know
see
what.
you guys like mentors to me. Like,
Oh, great! I
um,
mean,
serious.
I just got into
I've
this.
been in the game like for forever, you know. Like,
Wait a second. Wait a
you gotta
second.
be.
I walked in the 20 year
Y'all
low
like
for the euro.
OGs to me, you know?
I know nothing about forex. I'm the wrong guy to ask.
Mhm.
I went so underwater on the euro. I thought, oh boy, I'm gonna get a call. You know, like oh
Mm.
jeez.
When did you trade Euro USD?
I just started trading euro and everything about a week ago when I
Oh,
stepped
okay.
onto the channel. I have no idea how forex works. I never heard of Hugo's
Oh,
way. I'm the newest kid on the block, but I have some experience in trading in general. So
got it. So that'll
I
take you
love
far.
watching Simpleton because Simpleton has got the he's got the lazy man's way to trade. Let me just drop this for 4 hours
Exactly.
while I
Let
go
me
take a
drop
nap.
this.
You know, it's
Exactly.
beautiful. It's beautiful what he's
Like,
doing.
there's no such thing as technical analysis with him. It's
No, of course
just
not.
drop
Of course
this
not.
here,
Of
drop.
course
I'm gonna
not.
drop this there. I'm gonna drop this
Yeah,
here.
man,
You
he's
know,
great.
like
He's great like that.
on the previous days, the low or the
Sure,
high. You know,
sure,
and going
sure.
about my business.
Man, well, that's the idea. You don't want to sit in front of the fucking computer all
No,
day
who
long.
wants to do that? You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
But
No.
I'll let you in on a little secret. Last night, I turned on the machine, and then I realized, like a helicopter pilot, you got to check what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. I knew CPI was coming out, and I said to myself, okay,
Oh,
there's only one
CPI.
move. There's only one move here. Either I place limit at, like, I don't know, a standard deviation or a standard deviation and a half below the current price of the S&P, or I just ride this puppy all the way down.
Riding the
So,
wave.
no,
Yeah.
I wrote it down. I wrote it down.
Me
I mean,
too. Actually, I was in what was it? AUD USD.
nice.
Yeah, but I was trading my challenge account.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I bagged like about $500 or $600 off of that one trade. Oh my God.
Good work.
Yeah.
Sometimes these things
Mm,
present themselves. You got to take them while you can, right?
exactly. Exactly. So I was just glad I was on the right side because it just caught me off guard because I didn't expect it to start just out of nowhere. I didn't look at the time
Right.
actually.
I think it was 8:30 in the morning they released CPI.
Yeah, it was like 8:30 in the morning or something like that, and all of a sudden just got
Yep.
like a crash to the bottom. I was like, "Oh snap! Is this?"
And then they brought it all the way back.
And then they brought it all the way back
Yeah,
up.
that was interesting. You know.
That was definitely interesting. I was like, "Okay, I got someone hedge this one today." Pull the
You know what?
simpleton.
There's a lot of people that trade structures and things like that. And look at volume profiles and all kinds of craziness. But you could see that there was a tremendous amount of destruction on the way down. So
Yeah.
they had to come up and repair some of those auctions without a doubt.
Oh man. Yeah.
All right,
So.
you talk to Simpleton for a few minutes. I got to take care of something here. I'll be right back, kids.
All right.
I think they broke some moving averages today. It didn't
With the
respect anybody's
CPI?
moving average or trend line.
Exactly.
There was a guy that was doing this stock thing, and I watched him do a half hour. And about 12 minutes into his presentation, he says that there's technical destruction on the chart. That there's because the price had moved. He had all these indicators, and he kept saying it was technical destruction. I can't remember what it. And I was like, oh, I was laughed so hard I stopped because I was listening to him in the background.
Oh.
Because I wanted to hear his he had a snapshot picture of what was going to happen. He had some good calls and stuff, but the fallacy of thinking that the market can see some 21 EMA or 20 EMA. That's the funniest thing I heard people say is that the banks use a 20 EMA. Okay.
Yeah.
On what time frame? And they use it like how? I mean, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid. Oh my God, it's so fucking
Most
stupid.
of this is just order filling. I mean,
Oh.
when the euro made a 20-year low, it's going off a cliff there. Everything actually did. The pound, everything off a cliff.
Everything fell off a cliff.
But thank God crude fell off a cliff. It looks like it's going to drop another $5, so at least the pump it'll be reasonable.
Yeah, even gold.
Is gold still tanking too?
Well, it was at a high. It broke a high from yesterday early, and I was waiting to get in, and I forgot all about it. I was like, "Damn, I need to pull a simpleton on this." And I thought about you. And I was like, "Damn,
I'm
missed
trying
that
to
high."
make scripts for. I wrote scripts for the S&P today, and
Oh, you did?
yeah, well, single drops, and the S&P dropped so hard. My God, it went down like on a 1K, it went down $500 on a 1K. And I was like, wow. Actually, the Hugo went offline during the news. And so they opened up. I was at $2,200 and it was like $1,500 when I finally got a bid. And the spread went to $8 from $1. And it stayed there locked. So, because Hugo just had too many orders, so they went offline. But I expect them to do that. They're not the best brokers. So I thought, but you can trade everything you want there. It's like a bucket. It's truly jack of all trades, master of nothing kind of broker. Although the spreads are tight on the euro, and the spreads are fairly tight on the S&P once things calm down. But yeah, that was a crazy move. That was a crazy move.
Have you heard of Osprey? Have you heard of Osprey?
Yeah. You know what? I was gonna open an account there.
Yeah, you
And I
should.
was ready to do
Those
it.
are awesome.
Yeah, no, this is about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I was all ready, and it was so complicated to log in. I had to get authentication from my mom and my dad, and I had five. They had to get their cell phone out. I was like, Jesus Christ! I said to the guy, he goes, "Oh, the authentication, yeah. I guess it's
But
an
it's good to
hackable
have
website, even
like
for me. I can't even get in my own
it's good
account."
to have like multiple authentication for like your broker's accounts. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody hacked me before or tried to attempted to, but
Really?
they weren't successful.
Wow. Yeah. No,
They
I
actually
know that's,
even
but I just couldn't get. I couldn't because.
disabled my phone through
Yeah.
my email. I'm dead serious. I had to go to T-Mobile. It was a mess. Like I don't know how they got in.
Really?
It was just so clever how they did it.
Because
But
you think they grabbed your Android login or something?
well, I have a iPhone, but
Oh,
they what they were trying to do was get into my email and change
your
my
password
phone
for the.
information
Oh,
so that they could get into Binance to steal my
oh
crypto.
God!
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah, yeah.
that's crazy.
So
I
I
know.
know
My broker just made a
I'll just
like, are you a human? They asked me twice. Can you find the boat? Can you find the airplane?
can't stand those
So
captions.
I'm really
It's
good.
so
I'm really
annoying.
getting, even when I'm outside, I can identify a boat now. I've gotten really good
I
at.
know, right?
Yeah, I'm like, nope, nope. I wanted to click. I saw a guy's boat. He said, "What are you doing on my boat?" I'm clicking on it because I just want to get into my fucking account online. Oh, that's right. That's a real boat. No, but they got like this: find a plane, find a boat, find a bus. Then they trick me up. They got a bus and they got like this
Find a
kind of like,
crosswalk.
yeah, they got like a
Like,
streetcar.
oh,
Is that a bus?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Jeez, I'm zooming
Only
in.
has four fucking wheels. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, how about a vehicle? Pick out the vehicles in here. I guess the robots are pretty good. They can actually see a boat from a bus. Or like, I don't know, man. The robots get more sophisticated, then people come up with a more sophisticated thing, and then
Okay.
yeah, I like the one that says "I'm a human." I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
can I get my robot to do that for me?
Oh,
Or
yeah,
hire
exactly.
Johnny the robot at home to come over and be that
Hmm.
guy. You could be that guy.
So what trades are you in right now?
I'm in
GU
this
and
euro dollar. Yeah, so
oh
the
yeah,
Australian news
GU.
came out on the unemployment. So I was long, and they got a little pop, and then it pulled back. So
Mm-hmm.
now the Australian dollar's taken off without me, but I just scalped it.
Got it.
It was like a 20 pip. It's not a big trade.
What's your take on oil right now?
It looks like it's about to tank another like $5 there.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm looking at that weekly chart or that daily chart. Yeah, the weekly chart looks like it's going off a cliff. It's going to drop $10. Looks like it's going
mm,
down to like $70, $80 a barrel. So that's about $13 cheaper than now.
got it. I
But I
like
don't
to
really
wait till
trade
the
the oil.
previous low is broken and
I
get
don't think I'm
in
looking
at the
at here.
lowest price possible.
I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know when the next interest rate announcement is, but I guess everybody's waiting for that. They said
Mm,
they're gonna raise it 1 point or something. I don't know. I mean, they basically just flipped the whole economy upside down. So in a way, um, it doesn't matter what you do in a sense, because in about 6 months, like if you shock the markets with ridiculous stuff, the market absorbs it. So
yeah.
crude oil went flying up to 100 and was $126 a barrel. I mean, you're down about $40 from that spike.
Hmm.
So the market's self-correcting. People
Yeah.
just drive less, and it's just like,
Get a bicycle.
yeah, how much? Yeah, how much of the price is just people freaking out,
Yeah.
and then
Like I said, I sold my car, so I'm not affected by it.
yeah, the cars are just so expensive. I mean, when you add up
I
like
know.
the plates, the insurance, the gas, the repairs. I mean, my God.
Try to find a car, simpleton.
Yeah.
There's no
Well,
used cars
yeah,
in Canada. None.
Hmm.
really.
None.
Mm.
We should build one out of spare parts.
Yeah. AU, GU. So, how much did you start this account with?
Oh, this demo account? I think I started with $2,000. So I'm up
2 grand.
1,400. Yeah.
So you go to like 1,000.
But mostly
14.
NASDAQ. Most everything I
Oh,
traded is,
NASDAQ.
if you go to the FX Blue link,
Mhm.
I'd say the whole account's NASDAQ. In fact, I think yesterday the account was down to 800 and I traded it all the way up to 2,600 yesterday. But that was
Damn.
all at the market and with a single drop 1Ks that so I was using those in conjunction. So the big run up yesterday, and I would just get on it. I mean, it's so funny. You need $60 to trade one position. So I had 20K. I was running 20 and 30Ks. But if they kicked me out, I was only in about 12K at the bottom there, just holding on at the rock bottom price after the sell off. Then we started. As soon as we started going up, I started just pulling the trigger at the market.
You said they kicked you out. So did you get stopped out?
Well, they took me out of, they stopped me out. And, of course, I think when you get a margin call, they take you out. So at 51 leverage, though, you need $63 to trade 1K of NASDAQ.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is that because the margin requirement's so high, it's kind of hard to blow up the account. Because if you just it had tight stops, too, of 20, 30 pips on market orders, which is nothing.
Got it.
This market moves $80 in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
You're up 4,100 at one point.
Oh yeah, that was
You traded
last
that
week. Yeah, that was last week, and then so I didn't have the
On
scripts
the
I
low-
wanted for that. I just had these stupid scripts which just
NASDAQ.
kept losing $30, $30. That's like 10 of those is almost $200.
I'm starting to fall in love with NASDAQ though.
It
For
moves.
value, it moves and it pays. Oh my God.
NASDAQ is so brutal. I mean, if you're on the 1 minute chart, it looks like that's like the
Artifact.
daily
But
chart on the euro
the 1
dollar.
minute chart is so clear.
Yeah, the
to
one
me.
chart has like, oh God, probably about fucking 20 trades a day that you could see structures on the 1 minute chart.
Yes.
I mean,
definitely
today
agree.
I just did. I mean, if you look at the stream I just did this morning, on the 1 minute chart, the fucking thing pulls back and nicks the wick and then rips up about $80. So all structures are so true on the NASDAQ, all the stop hunts, everything's very clear, very obvious, very fast. Like you resolve an accumulation phase of 7 minutes and the market rips. So all those structures you see coming back to the floor and engulfing, that happens like all fucking day long on the 1 minute chart. Of course, it's been wild lately because of I don't think it's normally this wild. Like, the news was so brutal today.
It's a bucking bronco. I remember looking at NASDAQ. It's a bucking bronco.
Oh, yeah, no.
It really is. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
really, you have to almost take the money and run. If you're up $40, just get the fuck out because you're going to be up.
Yes.
You're going to be down 80 if you wait 40 more seconds, you'll be down $80. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
for a minute, you're down
fast,
2
super
Gs. I
fast
understand.
market. It's lightning fast.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Short
probably the
targets, just
fastest
keep taking
market.
bites.
Well, the Dow Jones is like watching paint. Dow Jones is like trading the euro compared to NASDAQ. I was trading the Dow Jones a little bit on that one day last week in concert with, I don't think I've guessed the S&P is pretty tame compared to NASDAQ too. The problem with NASDAQ is the price and the price handles, you know. I mean, it's the most spastic thing. Maybe I don't know why it's more spastic. I think it's because it's the highest priced index. So, you know, just like Bitcoin, Bitcoin drops 10 grand. Of course, you know, that's a nasty spread on that. But yeah, the Bitcoin's on the edge of the abyss too. Oil, Bitcoin. I mean, I almost think that if gold gold goes south,
all the way.
I mean, I can see everything crashing, to be honest with you. Stocks, oil,
Everything is
Bitcoin, the whole thing, because what's going to happen is real assets matter, right? Your house, your car. Like, this whole thing is just nothing but really just, you know, priced out stuff in a market. It's not real, you know. I mean, your Apple stock, your Tesla stock goes down. Well, did you sell at the top? If you did, you just own a company you feel good about. I know this lady that she's got so much Tesla stock, and I'm like, she's at 1,400, all excited. I'm like, I didn't want to say anything to her, you know, because she was like, she inherited it or something. I said, you know, have you thought about getting the fuck out of that trade at some point? Jesus Christ. I mean, she's like, it's making all-time highs. I mean, if you looked at the chart, I don't mean to break your heart about you're giddy about this winning trade you're in, but that thing got hit. Everything got crushed. I couldn't believe it.
Have no clue. They just put stocks in and just forget about it. Like,
yeah, or just take off half the position. Take off half the position at least, right? Why do you so hog long in the whole thing?
Correct.
Agreed.
People love it. You know, some people buy stocks because they're like, oh, I have one of those Teslas, so I bought stock in it too. All right.
A fraction.
Well, look, this is the way you play Bitcoin. You buy one Bitcoin. Then you take 100 Bitcoins and then you lay out grids like simpleton. I laid out 85 Bitcoins. They let me trade 85 Bitcoins. I was going to go up to 100 and I was down to 17 grand if I needed to in terms of the price. So that's the way you buy that's the way you do Bitcoin. You buy one Bitcoin and they'll let you trade
one
with 100.
Bitcoin. Jesus. How about
it's only 20 grand.
Why would you put all your stuff on one position?
The idea is that you can buy one and it'll let you trade with 100. That's my thought.
Buy one? One coin will let you do what?
If you buy one Bitcoin, let's say for 20 grand, they'll let you trade up to 100 Bitcoins. You can start laying out grids like you're doing over here.
Well, why don't you just trade on margin? What's the difference?
They give you 100 to 1 margin. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
No, I think it's 50 to 1 here, but
okay.
So you're saying if you buy one Bitcoin from who? What broker gives you that?
You know what? That's the part I haven't really wrapped my mind around.
Yeah, no.
I don't know where you buy it from.
Basically, what you're saying is, well, why don't you just go trade at 51 leverage and you put 20 grand in the account and just trade as much.
Well,
you could trade this
right?
the same thing as you're just trading. But I mean, I wouldn't buy one Bitcoin because, you know, if you're going to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin every $500 it drops, then you could conceivably, you know, place orders all the way to 10 grand and just wait for the market to crash or drip down. You know.
Agreed. That's one strategy.
But I know Bitcoin. I guess that means that you think that if it goes to 16 grand, it's going to bounce to 18 grand at least. I don't know what's going to happen there.
No, you don't know what's going to happen.
Because what's going to happen? It's weird.
Okay.
Why isn't Bitcoin going up? I don't get it. It should be. If electricity prices are going up, Bitcoin should go up because it's made out of electricity.
You got guys in England that are outside of Hertfordshire. I think I read to you last week they're getting the price of their electricity is 1/10 the cost in the United States. A lot of miners are moving to places all over the world where it's dirt cheap.
Right.
By the way, I don't think you'd have a hard time setting up a mining operation in Belize because their electricity is not expensive either. So you'll find the miners are migrating to places where it's inexpensive. The electricity is dirt cheap. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
Well, the electricity is to run the air compressors for the pneumatic
for the servers,
drill bits, right?
Running.
Huh?
No.
That's for the guys.
No, it's not what I heard. No, I heard
underwear.
No, I heard they mine it in their underwear outside. No, I heard that. No, they use digital. They use digital pics. So Bitcoins are really from what it is asteroid hit this planet. You ever heard of Scientology?
Japanese miners with not the Japanese, those guys. What is the big sumo wrestlers?
Yeah, that's right.
You know what they wear? That like little underwear. It looks like baby underwear. I don't know what the hell it looks like.
Yeah, it's like you ever seen Johnny Quest? It's like Haji's outfit there. Johnny Quest.
Right. Oh man.
Johnny Quest
they're all
outfit.
in the mine with their glasses on, and they got those, those lamps that they have on top of their helmets, and they're all digging
I think it's
their underwear.
I think it's a hemp thong is what they're wearing. It could be bamboo hemp blend.
Oh my!
They were ahead of the curve, man. It's like it's like the anti-burqa.
Exactly. Reverse burqa.
What was that burqa problem they were having over there in France? The
The idea was that you were
the burkini. The burkini. They were wearing burqas at the beach.
They didn't want people coming into federal buildings. Same thing here in Canada. You have to show your face if you're in a federal building or if you're going to be in front of a police
Really?
officer or justice
Even if
of
it
the
cracks
peace.
the lens.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
The idea with the Bitcoin was, if the price of Bitcoin you believe is going to be climbing, just as an example, experimental, hypothetical, then what you would want is you would want to be trading in the underlying. If the price is coming down, then you want to be trading in the USDT. You want to do the inverse trade of that. This is an important principle for people who are, let's say you're crazy about Bitcoin, then if you think the price is going to climb over the next 6 months, then what you would do is you would do all your trades in Bitcoin to be paid in Bitcoin because you believe it's going to be accumulating. What that does, and I did it in October, my nephew was doing it as well, you can take a small account, $159, Bitcoin can climb 40% in 2 weeks, which it's capable of doing. And if you're being paid in Bitcoin, you can grow your account close to 300-something% in that same 2 weeks. So that's just a little bit of a trick there for the people up this late at night.
If it's going up, right?
Yeah, if it's going up, only if it's going up, and it's got a nice. Well, it's never really going up, Simpleton. It's always going up and sideways in Thailand. But if the general mission is it's going up.
Yeah, so
listen, they may make a run again for
Christmas,
$60,000. You don't know.
it's going to be crazy in the next 2 months. I guess it depends on how hot the summer is, because if you have rolling blackouts and people looting and all that stuff, it'll
What
be
about
crazy.
the solar flare?
Oh,
There could be
yeah.
a solar flare, take out everything.
Is that what's coming, a solar flare?
Oh yeah, it's coming, it's hitting the earth head on.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's time for the end.
Wow. Is this gonna make my solar panels really put out some power?
And it's gonna melt them.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's not good. What if I put some water, like get out my sprinkler, turn my sprinkler on before
You're
this
out
hits?
there with your shorts on. Oh man. Yeah, solar flare. I don't even know if they
Solar
can harden.
flare.
Well,
Yeah,
all you
I
need is one
guess-
bomb, nuclear electromagnetic pulse.
I know the
and everything
sunspots.
drops.
The sunspots have created some problems.
Sure, they can knock out satellites, no problem.
There's a lot of gamma rays coming down, but I don't know. I just know, as long as there's no acid rain and the ozone hole is not there, then I guess it's safe flying.
You have to go outside again.
Yeah, it's very safe.
Double mask yourself.
Yeah, double mask. Yeah, I think
I got people.
duct
I got
tape and
people.
caulk. I use a caulk gun when I mask up now, and I don't have any leakage at all.
I don't want any air coming.
Well, it hurts when I take it off at night. It rips a little skin off, but I look at it this way: I'm protected.
I got people in my condo that are still wearing masks outside. It's like 85 degrees outside.
Wow.
It's humid.
Smelling their own breath.
How about
You know what? And
a
it's not
scuba outfit?
HIPAA compliance. I had someone who stepped up to me and said, "You're not wearing a mask," and I said, "Listen, I've forgotten more about healthcare than you'll ever know. And according to HIPAA compliance, I'm not allowed to wear this mask for more than 34 minutes anyways because of the carbon dioxide content buildup." So
Yeah.
you have to just throw the science, not the science so much as the regulations back at people. People that are really high up on regulations,
They are.
you just throw it back at them.
They feel safe. They feel
Smartly.
safe in that.
Oh, God.
You got to watch that movie called The Elevator, though. My God.
Okay, I will. I'm going to look it up. I really will.
It's just so funny. I mean,
Okay.
it's free on YouTube. It's called The Elevator.
I think you should see a little bit of Marty Armstrong.
Is he Marty Feldman's brother?
Oh, he's not. It's his illegitimate son. But he had an interesting movie they did called The Forecaster, They would not release it under any circumstances in the United States. Because here's a guy they sent to prison for no reason at all other than the Goldman Sachs attorney wanted all of his code and how he predicted the fall of Lebanon, Russia, all the countries that started falling. He was calling it practically to the day. So he didn't want to give up his code. He spent a life putting it together. I wouldn't give up the code.
So
And,
what?
that's
All
it.
the inputs he made in his formula, all the stuff he used.
What he
to
did. No, actually, what
concoct it.
he did was actually very interesting. Someone called him from Lebanon, a bank, one of the major banks in Lebanon, said, "Listen, we were going through all of the old stuff here because there's a war going on, and we found this book. It has the listing of the Lebanese lira, whatever it was, going back to like 1930, and then how it was, vis-a-vis, I think it was the British pound or sterling silver or something with those times." So he put it into just a very simple calculation, and he called them back. He said, "Listen, you guys are about to go broke like in the next couple of days." He goes, "Yeah, I kind of figured that we're clearing up the place." So it's not that hard. I don't think what he did was spectacularly difficult. So. It's pretty quiet out there. All right. Are you allowed to trade at night or not with your
Yeah.
test?
You just use a
Okay.
flashlight, right? You just use a flashlight.
At nighttime too. If I want to.
You just
But
turn the lights on at night. Of course, you got the computer screens light up. My mom used to say to me when I was looking at my Android in the middle of the night, she'd say, "You want me to turn the light on so you can see better?" It's like, honey, I'm staring into a light bulb. How much more light do I need? That's so cute. She's from the days of books. How could you see? You can ruin your eyes.
Listen, I remember you. We never had we didn't grow up with cell. We had one phone in the house. You'd still manage to meet all your friends wherever you needed to meet, and whenever you were supposed to meet. It never ceases to amaze me. I look back and I think to myself, yeah, we always ended up at McDonald's around 8 o'clock, whatever. You knew you could find a few people skateboarding or doing whatever they were doing. The park here and that. You didn't need to call anyone. You just showed up.
Well, there's just one mall in town. When I was
Right.
there was only one place you go. There was only a
Right.
few restaurants. Now there's like strip malls. And now you need to have some kind of GPS to find your way home.
Find your way around, yeah.
Yeah, you just
Why
follow. I
can't-
think we followed like breadcrumbs or popcorn.
Dude,
got
he's
lost.
following the cigarette butts. But listen,
Yeah.
if you put me downtown right now in Toronto, I would not have a chance in hell of finding my way around there.
Yeah, they changed
Everything
all
was
the stores.
Again, no, everything is so different, man. There's so many buildings showed up per square inch. It's not even
Wow.
funny. Oh God. Now people ask, well, how come this monkey keeps getting elected? All the people that bought downtown condos and the rest of it, they came with loot. They didn't show up, looking for handouts. He showed up and said, I'm going to buy one apartment and another one for my girlfriend, another one for my wife, and another one for my kid.
Wow.
And before you know it, 17 or 18 buildings per month were going up here. It was ludicrous.
Yeah,
These are
probably
the
they
people that
wish
are going to vote for him.
incentives too.
Hmm?
People find out what the incentive is, and then they find the loophole, and then just go nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And then
do it.
the government finds out, and they go, "Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is a moratorium, or wait, we can't have more than 10 units." They find out.
Yeah.
So people that grandfathered in, the first come first serve guys that go into that outlandish deal, and they make that deal, and then everybody else is It's like when Clearwater, when Scientology goes down to Florida and Clearwater, they take over the whole fucking city and the cops do whatever they tell them to.
Right, absolutely.
They make so much tax money. This is a big problem down there.
Listen, you go to
Scientology owns
Sunny Isles.
Clearwater.
I lived in Sunny Isles for close to 7 years. They must rake in the most of any county in the United States because there's all the Trump Towers, all the Jade Princess, and all these every single possible condo you could possibly imagine is there in Sunny Isles. And I think it's like over $1 billion a year in revenue just on the taxes for the condos. It was I was with my buddy, and IBM was giving a presentation on how to give, I think it was internet for the whole of Sunny Isles. They were going to put the towers on the buildings and all this stuff. I think it was going to cost like $60,000 per building. Mach de knip, not a big deal. I mean, looking at Morris, the mayor, he's saying, okay, not so bad. It's not that expensive. He says, what are you going to do with $1 billion? I'll tell you what you're going to do with $1 billion. Streets you can eat off of. The cops look like they're right out of chips. I've never seen cops like this in your entire... I've never seen police officers so well put together, and every crease, every fold, the boots are just jet black. It's crazy. Oh, man, it's crazy.
Crude oil looks like it's going to tank so hard. Well, the pound's leaving the station. The pound's leaving the station. The euro's trying to follow it out in there. Yeah.
Dr. Chris is here. How you doing, Chris? I think he's maybe
Chris
busy.
Kringle?
Chris, looking for the VA.
Chris is probably out in his car.
He's driving home? No, it's too late to be driving home.
Right. Well, he drinks coffee, though. So.
Oh, he's cleaning up.
He's cheating. He's drinking coffee and he's taking those Red Bulls.
With the vodka.
Red Bull with fentanyl. Speedball.
That's pretty crazy. Okay, let's take a look at oil. I don't want to see what you're seeing here. I got them. They're still. They just came out of the vacuum again. They're just bouncing around inside the vacuum formed by the oil report that finally came out because they got a guy to actually pedal really fast outside the building for the generator to work.
Right,
so they
right.
could print out the report this year.
They took and they melted down a Bitcoin and they extracted all the electricity out of the Bitcoin.
Of course.
That's how they were able to come up with the oil report. They sacrificed 3 Bitcoins. I think they had a squeeze like orange juice. They put a Bitcoin squeezer. Yeah, they took the electricity out.
That's too funny.
Because the electricity that in the Bitcoins, they're in there. You just gotta you gotta reconstitute. It's like that. You remember that show? The Roadrunner and the Coyote, and you get that Acme dehydrated water. Just add a little bit of water. Acme. I wanted that. Find the Acme store.
Did he not catch the Roadrunner once? I think in the whole series, I think he caught him once.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then he slipped out of his hands or something. Really strange happened, right? He was so flummoxed that he actually caught him, that he actually let him go. I don't remember.
The tough part of that show was that the Roadrunner would draw these fake tunnels, and the Coyote would smash into them. They were just black arcs painted into the mountain. I thought, man, that was tough, because to me it looked like a real tunnel too, from my perspective in the room watching it. I couldn't blame the Coyote for going full tilt into that.
It was always a move, right? Always a fucking move. Too funny.
The best part was the hesitation, though. Just before the Coyote fell off the cliff, he would do like a.
Oh, he's floating in the air.
He would take it in a little bit. Watch the guy.
He looks back and then he waves.
Look back, look down, and then his body would get really small as it dropped. You get to see the little puff of smoke.
Sure.
It's so realistic. It's very realistic.
Never dropped straight down. He always kind of like wavered at the back. At the end, it was really well done. It was classic. Great cartoons. You know what? Kids are missing out. They don't have Bugs Bunny. Well, I gotta make a call. You
I'm
guys
going
will,
to bed. See you guys.
yeah, I'm going to probably retire soon as well. Simpleton, it has been a splice again. Thank you for being you. And I'm going to try to find that elevator movie. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I think it's called the elevator. But
Well,
yeah,
the elevator.
it's like 8 people in an elevator, a comedian and the lady with the bomb. But it's just kind of you can't stop watching it because the whole thing takes place in an elevator. I love those kind of movies where it's it's simple format.
People are stuck, and you get to see everyone's character. I guess.
Yeah, because they really have quite the spread there, and the comedian's pretty fun. I mean, there's some it's got some nice awkward scenes. The more awkward, the better, I think.
Of course. All right, I'm going to look it up. That's good. Go out in the morning. Guess not.
Just 1 month? You just want 1 month of my records? Which account do you want to see? Is this your first time trading Nguyen? I don't know, making money so far here, buying the pound and I bought the Australian dollar earlier. How's that trade? You like that trade? I bought the euro dollar. Let's see here. Nasdaq's going up. Dollar CAD's going down. Good Lord. Who is this? Who is this ass clown? Can't see. Ain't gonna tell you. I'm making money now. I don't know what to tell you, son. Bought the euro dollar.